Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm starting the video at the wrong place, so I'm going to go back. Here's where I wanted to start this video. This is from Jeremy Hogan. The first part of this tweet does not really matter to me. That he's joking around about something that he dealt with in his business, but this part does interest me. This is the tweet from John Deaton's website. Breaking: SEC defeated in attempt to block XRP holders' motion to intervene. Judge Torres grants request from John Deaton to submit motion to intervene on behalf of XRP holders and set submission timetable. Read the judge's order. I want to go back and show you, this is all you need to know right here, because Jeremy Hogan kind of answers a question about what this is about. The judge is allowing the pleadings to be filed. She hasn't ruled yet, but this will allow Ripple to try and force the SEC to take a position on what the heck they're arguing. Are they saying that XRP is per se a security, or only sales of XRP from 2013 through 2020? Choose one. So this is a good thing. This is going to really put the SEC, in my opinion, in a kind of precarious situation where they actually, for once in 8 years, have to answer and give people a real answer to what this is, and quit giving all these vagaries and not letting the people you're supposed to be protecting know what they can and can't do and what is and is not. I mean, this is crazy. So the next thing I wanted to show you here is CoinDesk. PayPal is set to announce later Tuesday it has started letting its U.S. consumers use their crypto holdings to pay at millions of its online merchants around the world, according to a report. Now, this is awesome right here, okay? But let me tell you where this is all going. Where this is going is you're not just going to be able to pay and buy and sell all of these things. This is where this is going. I've been talking to you about Kava, who is one of my sponsors, but this is a press release that they're putting out right now. Hard version 2 upgrade. Institutions can now earn 25+% APY on Bitcoin with cross-chain money market. Hard protocol, the world's first cross-chain money market, is set for a major upgrade in conjunction with protocol improvements. Hard will also introduce powerful new incentivization schemes with annual percentage yields plus 25% available on Bitcoin. This last line here, look at this. Hard protocol will create an option for the companies which hold largest currencies in the world, including Bitcoin, to earn 25% APY without counterparty risk. This bold and ambitious move is set to be a game changer for decentralized finance. Now, this is huge because this is what's going to be running on the back end. Now, think about this. This is against the backdrop. We can't even go in a bank and get more than 1%. I don't even think we can get 1% now. And these central banks are talking about negative interest rates. To be able to get these kind of interest rates is more in line with what makes sense to me. Now, and those are going to be running on the back end of all sorts of companies. Now, this is the news that came out here in the last day that is huge. Ripple acquires 40% stake in Asia's leading cross-border payment specialist, Tranglo. And if you go down here, it says they've agreed to acquire 40% of Asia's leading cross-border payment specialist, Tranglo. This partnership, Tranglo, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. This partnership enables Ripple to meet growing customer demand in regions and expand the reach of RippleNet's on-demand liquidity. Sorry, I was reading something. On-demand liquidity service, which uses the digital asset XRP for instantly send money and reduce working capital needs. So, and then we had this from Brad Garlinghouse, thrilled to finally announce this one. Combining Tranglo's APAC footprint with RippleNet will create an even better experience for customers who can take advantage of both ODL and line of credit. And then Ashish Burla, he's retweeting this. Fresh off the presses to start the week, Ripple is acquiring 40% stake in cross-border payments hub Tranglo to expand on-demand liquidity in the Philippines and new corridors starting in Southeast Asia. and then Brooks Entwistle, who we talked about last week, and this person are joining its board of directors. Okay, and now next, a lot of people in XRP world had retweeted this, and they were finding out other things. In case you did, this is Stephen Buldia. In case you don't know how big Tranglo is about, look down here. It says our services reach more than 100 countries, supporting 250 mobile operators, 100 billion users, I'm assuming, 600 banks wallets, and greater than 90,000 cash pickup outlets. And then here was another one from GoldX. In case you're wondering, Ripple said in a statement Tuesday that the tie-up will help meet demand for the use of its affiliated token XRP in transactions. So it is for the purpose of using XRP, folks. Then I like this one, Neats Bucks. He says, whenever one of Ripple's 6D chess moves is announced, I always take a moment to marvel at the difference between them and everyone else in this space, as well as everyone else on CoinMarketCap. And this is what he's showing. Tranglo eyes rising global payments with Alipay, WeChat Pay partnerships. Tranglo recently inked major partnerships to tap into China's U.S. $17 trillion mobile payments market. All right, moving along. Mickey B. Fresh had tweeted out a couple of interesting videos. This is Gary Gensler and Hester Pierce in 2019. Listen to this.
Jason Rockwood, I'm the country manager for VeChain. We deal a lot with enterprise clients, and one of the things that we see over and over is that enterprises are reluctant to get involved with blockchain and crypto because they're not sure how to properly classify the asset or to manage some of the regulatory confusion around it. My question for you guys is, do you think that is the work of the SEC going to impact that at all, or do you think that that's other departments that handle that, and or do you see enterprise clarity coming so that we can open the door more widely to their participation in this ecosystem as well?
I think there's real interest from a lot of institutional players now in the market, so that means that we are being pushed to, make some decisions, and I think that's going to be helpful. If we make decisions that provide more clarity, it's going to be helpful to people all across the spectrum deciding to participate in this space. But that does require us to make some decisions.
Yeah, but I think, though, there's some regulatory piece of this. I think that a lot of institutions, as you call them, enterprise, are really waiting for good custody solutions, good exchanges that they trust, the infrastructure. I think when the infrastructure gets better, yes, some of these issues matter, but I wouldn't put too much focus on the SEC or even the CFTC and say, I think, solve the custody and solve the infrastructure and do the layer 2. Everybody's been talking about lightning networks and things like that. As those things get solved,
Ripple's already solved layer 2, by the way.
I really think so.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I think even what we're hearing is that people who are working on those solutions are hearing lots of interest from established players who are really eager for them to get those solutions going so that they can then participate in the markets.
Yeah, and so it could be products that like Fidelity is doing in custody, or ICE is doing with this backed product, or
it's almost like they're dying for some of these lesser technologies like Bitcoin and Ethereum to catch up to what XRP has done. It's almost like XRP is being held off with one arm while you allow Bitcoin and the Lightning Network and all that to catch up. I mean, it's really pitiful. But listen to this.
Maybe you'd agree with me. Once it's functional, it may or may not be a security. It doesn't mean if it's functional, it is always not a security.
That's where I really think we need to provide guidance, because I think our securities laws are actually quite broad, and so we may need to provide a safe harbor so that people feel comfortable having these networks up and running where the tokens are not securities. And so I sort of have been a little bit more convinced of late that we need to have a safe harbor framework where people will be able to meet certain criteria and therefore know something isn't going to be treated as a security.
Can I ask you about exchanges? I've said publicly I think that the exchanges are the gateways to get good public policy, particularly around anti-money laundering laws and tax compliance, but also for investor protection. That whether it's the SEC or the agency I was once at, the CFTC, I think if Congress were to get involved, there should be some authority to ensure for.
Okay, so anyway, those are some interesting commentary. Now, today, this is going to get pretty interesting here. Today, or not today, but yesterday, SEC has charged another company, Library. What's this company called? It's called LBRY, is fighting to save crypto, with conducting an unregistered securities offering. Okay, and this is a tweet from Library right here. If you want to know, they say, if you want to know why SEC versus Library case puts entire blockchain industry at risk, consider the implications of the below allegation. The suits want ongoing development of crypto to be illegal, but don't worry. So look right here. It says, it's a whole write-up, and then here at the end it says, Library concluded the update with its prediction that the best is yet to come. Library punctuated the sentence with a rocket ship icon, signifying to readers that LBC was going to rocket to higher prices. And what I did was, and I think they must have, copied me, or I found this myself, and then they copied it. I tweeted it out and I said, where have I seen a rocket like that? And it was when Hester Pierce herself did a write-up on atomic trading and had 2 rocket ships, and now they're acting like these people have done something wrong. Then they came in. If you look at their tweet again, they came in and they must have seen me tweeting it around, because they came in and posted the same thing and said, hello SEC, please investigate this. We found it on your website. I mean, wow. The SEC is trying to play both sides of the fence in all of this stuff, and they're trying to give free passes, and they're literally trying, it's so obvious to everyone out here that they're trying to pick winners and losers, and it's making them look terrible at every end. Speaking of looking terrible, here's another clip from Mickey B. Fresh from Jay Clayton.
My case against an individual, on balance, requires more time and more resources than bringing a case against an entity.
And Jay, it'd be worthwhile for you to explain to the room why that's typically the case.
Well, the stakes are different.
Right. A corporation can write a check, maybe get insurance, right, against some of the payments. You going after an individual, it's the individual's livelihood. The individual frequently has an indemnification agreement, all right, with the corporation. So in many situations, especially if the defense is successful, it's not going to cost them anything in order to be able to mount the defense. If the defense is unsuccessful, there's a separate set of litigation that can go on about what.
So basically, Jay Clayton there is bragging to this guy. This is the Bar Association. I think he's bragging about how he can go against individuals to try to basically scare them into going along with the other part of whatever he's going after them with. Now, I just happened to run across this today. I was looking around in Jay Clayton's schedule because they updated his public calendar once he left to reflect what was going on in December on his calendar, which is the month that he filed the suit against Ripple. And I found it very interesting to find out who he was speaking with before the SEC brought the action against Ripple. Gary Gensler was in his office. Now, I know that Gary Gensler is the potential incoming, he's with the transition team for Joe Biden, and he's supposed to be the incoming SEC guy. Yeah, but my point in showing you this, he was in the office. He was literally in Jay Clayton's office having a meeting with him this is the day that Brad Garlinghouse announced that the SEC was had decided to sue them. The idea that Gary Gensler did not know and was not in on the conversations about this from that point and even before, I think he knew about it way before. If you look here, I'll show you another one. Here's Gary Gensler. He was meeting with Jay Clayton also in November of 2020, a month before the lawsuit was filed. My mama didn't raise no dummy, folks. This guy knew what was going on a long time ago. That's my opinion. But like I tell you all the time, If you believe that Gary Gensler didn't know about this lawsuit a long time ago, I've got an igloo for sale that's in South Georgia, and it'll melt within 24 hours. It's the greatest igloo you'll ever buy. Okay, now Crypto Dim sent me this. Listen to this commentary right here. This is on Stansberry Research Channel. Listen to this.
On it, but I want to own gold first and then silver second.
Well, you said it. You said Bitcoin. So let's round up your thoughts here with the cryptocurrencies. I know offline we were talking, and you believe in the cryptos, right?
Yes.
You're not against cryptocurrencies.
Not at all.
But you're not falling for the Bitcoin mania, as you put it.
I wish I could stop now because the hate email won't happen until I now speak, okay? But I am witnessing a mania across the board. And let me first explain that part, and then I will definitely answer your Bitcoin question. You know, when we had the decline in 2000, it was mainly driven by the dot-com bust. Other areas and sectors and industries did rather well, and we saw that rebound fairly soon. In 2008, it was a real estate mortgage-driven financial crisis. But now we're in the everything bubble. Just about everything is way up, and there's a hubris, an arrogance, a cult-like mob attitude, and nowhere is that more prominent in Bitcoin. Now, first, let me say, the people that have profited from it and have made 10,000% and all, congratulations. They deserve every credit and deserving of that and all. But in what I've learned is not only are you only as good as your last call, but only what matters is what going forward. And the biggest complaint people have ever had in 37 years, both as a professional money manager, a corporate consultant, and now as a private investor is, hey, you people always tell us when to buy, you never tell us when to sell. And I have always had a simple answer. And I say, forget where it's been and what you thought. Could you take everything you have in it right now and first buy today? And if you say yes, then it's okay. But what I find is people with 1,000% gain, 5,000% gain. Not only have they not taken anything off, but they're looking to pile more and more in. Danielle, if it was gold, it was my favorite gold stock, and I bought it at 2 and it's 53, and I not only sold any, but I'm buying more, I'm asking for trouble. History just shows me that. So for price reason, I'm cautious on Bitcoin now. But the real unknown, the thing that
this is the important part.
Bitcoin bulls, really, if they can get over this hump that I'm about to mention, then it's going to be all the things that they're predicting.
I agree.
The regulatory, the powers that be, all are pointing to coming out against or not supporting Bitcoin in a big way. And it's great that financial institutions are predicting these things of 200,000, a million. And by the way, in the 80s and 90s, they should throw people out of the penny stock brokerage business for predicting those type of gains. But they're allowed now, and people are talking about it. But everywhere you look, the European Central Bank president, the Bank of International Settlements, India, China, and even Jay Powell the other day, they weren't exactly painting a favorable picture for Bitcoin. Now, I personally think that we're caught up in the pandemic issues and haven't focused on it as much. But if you're going to believe in the Great Reset, which many of the Bitcoin supporters also believe in, then how do you see the government wanting to support something that in a way takes it away from how they profit? So
I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that he's right. The regulators have, many of them, multiple of them, have made it very clear that they want to rein this in and regulate it. And that's the only reason that I talk about this, and I'm honest about this. I'm not going to just tell you that everything about crypto is rosy, because you've got to be paying attention. There's a lot going on out there. Thank you for listening.